Welcome to Give Me Hope with your host and author, Johanna Vendel. Come join the conversation as Johanna focuses on sharing impactful personal narratives of loss. Her platform provides a safe space for individuals to express themselves, find comfort, and build connections as they navigate their grief journey. So now, please welcome the host of Give Me Hope, Johanna Vendel.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Give Me Hope with Johanna. Today, I want to just announce that I have officially received my third book, Unseen Tears Beneath the Mask, which I published approximately 2 weeks ago. And this is my very first copy. So I am just wanting to let you know that it is available on Amazon now and also on my bookstore link, which I will post in the description above. And this book is all about resilience and hope and inspiration, and just to be able to eventually, after all the grief and things that you have to go through in your life, wearing that mask to show people that you are strong and you always have a smile on your face, but never, ever does anybody know what goes on in between that mask and your own self. And when you come into your house and you have to take that mask off and say, I can breathe again, and not showing the world what is going on underneath that mask. So for me, I felt that it was time to remove this mask that I've been carrying for 27 years after losing my entire family. And eventually, I have been strong enough to write this book and to remove my mask and to, from now on, be the true Johanna Vendel that I am. So I am looking forward to seeing a few sales and comments on my book. So you are very welcome to go and grab it on the Amazon cart or in my own bookstore online. So let's introduce Kathy today, Kathy Kochi. She's also an author and has written an extremely nice book called To the Moon and Back. Now, just the title of that book already grabbed me to know more about Kathy. Let's give Kathy the opportunity to introduce herself and tell us a little bit more about who she is and where the book started.
Thank you, Johanna. Thank you for this opportunity. As I said, I appreciate you. I appreciate this lovely opportunity to get to know you a little better also. So in my bio, I don't know how far you want me to go back, but I was born in 1964, and mom was a drug addict, and I grew up with her abusing prescription drugs. And when I was 22, my parents divorced, and my dad was, the kind of guy where do it his way or the highway, and that's the way life was. And I mean, we had good memories. When my mom was good, she was great. I credit her with teaching her how to love. She was one of the most loving, giving persons. When she was good, she was phenomenal. And so I graduated high school, went to nursing school, and I grew up an avid reader. I was reading tons of books. There was a limit in the library, but not for Kathy and Lori Kochi or Matthews at that point, because we would take out stacks of books, and the librarian would go, "Oh, it's them. Don't worry about it," So I just read and read and read. And then in nursing school, I got this idea for a book to incorporate what I know as a child of somebody struggling with drug addiction. Alcoholism is similar, same, you're, abusing and self-medicating. And then I just always wanted to be a writer, but I I also was very sick as a child, almost died twice with severe childhood asthma. Very glad I didn't die.
Wow.
And so that played into it, the medical aspect. And I had nurses back at the hospital. I would name them Rabbit and Carrot. I remember them. And so I became a nurse just to emulate them. And I graduated in 1985, but in nursing school, like I said, I got this idea. So I graduated in 1985, went to work at Bryn Mawr Hospital in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. And that was 85. In 87, I went into maternity, my love, taking care of moms and babies. Then I met my husband in 88. We married in 89. And I decided I didn't want to work 3 to 11 when he worked 9 to 5, and I would never see him. So I became a visiting nurse. And I did that for 11 years, during which I had 3 children. Then in February 2000, I went back into the hospital to work 12-hour shifts. And I've been taking care of moms and babies since then. I don't do labor. I do the pre, I do the post. Labor and I do not like each other. Did not
Wow.
like labor. I
That
thought it'd be cool. It was not. So
that sounds like
meanwhile,
an amazing job to have, you know. It is so rewarding by the end of the day.
yes.
Hold that little baby. It is just the biggest miracle. I still sometimes cannot put everything behind me, you know, by how amazing it is to have a baby grow inside your stomach, and they are not breathing. They're literally floating around in water, but when they come out and they say, it is like, wow. It is,
Yeah. Oh,
that is like, just, I can over and over, I will watch it, a birth all the time, because it is just so, so amazing.
the
Hey,
miracle
you
of birth
witness that. It's,
is wonderful. It's getting there that was the hard part for me.
wow, wow.
But yeah, when you can help a family, especially somebody who's a first time parent who's not experienced, and you can help them get off the ground and breastfeed that baby and take care of that, and get mom back from having a horrible delivery, because it's not always good, to taking the baby home and they're okay, and this that and or to establish in a mom who might be her 3rd or 4th kid, establish that rapport and make her stay even better.
Yes.
That's what makes my day. When they want a picture with me or they give me hugs, that is what makes my day. If I can positively benefit a family so that they remember me, or they want me back for their second one, or they've been waiting for me. Oh my God, Aunt Kathy's back. Oh my
Oh,
God. Or like I have this saying, there's no crying in breastfeeding. It's after the show with Tom Hanks, the movie. He would say there's no crying in baseball. So I walked in a room one time and I said, "Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm your nurse." And up popped the dad on the sofa. "There's no crying in breastfeeding." I started cracking up because he knew me. And I walked into a room and I'm like, "Oh, hi, I'm your nurse." And they're like, "Yeah, Kathy's back."
oh, sweet.
They make the day. But about the writing. So
Yes.
in nursing school, I got this idea for a book to have this downtrodden girl and to be rescued. I love the rescue theme, helped by her teacher. And unfortunately, this was way before all the stuff you hear on the news. At least I live outside of Philadelphia, at least twice a month. It's the bad, which I won't get into. So I didn't tell about this story for many years, but it was in my head, many years, until I remember standing in my den with my husband. And we had at least 2 of the children. And I said, I have got to write this down. And he goes, go for it. So then it was on loose leaf, and it was only about yay thick. Then I typed it into a computer, and it was yay thick. So then I tried getting it published in 2000, and I got rejected by 26 agents. And I decided that's enough rejection in my life. Life went on. 9/11 happened. I thought nobody's going to be interested in reading and publishing because the US is in such turmoil. We have 3 children. At that point in 2001, my daughter was 4. So I had, 4, 7, and 10 young, and life continued. We were into soccer, Catholic school projects, the whole 9 yards of raising 3 children who they all hit soccer. And we moved in 05 to a bigger house. In 10, I decided to build a retaining wall halfway around my house from the front door to the back. And then I had 5 surgeries in 10 years, very painful surgeries, especially 2 of them knocked my socks off. And then I would add to it, but it was on a flash drive in my table for years until 2022. And I've been thinking about this book every day, going, I have got to get this book published. And by that point, at least I didn't know about self-publishing back in 2000. Self-publishing was out. I think it was stronger. So I looked into that and self-published, and it got published in May of 23.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a big accomplishment.
It's definitely been coming quite far along already since you have had the first thought of this book.
38 years.
Wow.
38 years.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah. People write books in 38 weeks, and I took 38 years.
Wow.
A little slow.
So do you want to give us a little short description about your book? Do you have your book there with you?
I do. All right. This is my book called To the Moon and Back. And why is it called To the Moon and Back? You have to read it to find out. So this is Jessica. She is a 14-year-old living alone with her alcoholic mother after her father, her older brother, and then her baby sister have died over the years. The baby sister died 8 years before the opening. The brother died 4 years before the opening. Dad died 3 years before the opening. So you get the idea, this girl is alone. And then the other in the prologue is John Garrett, her teacher. His wife and toddler daughter, died in a horrific car accident 4 months before the book opened. And that's all in the prologue. So you have an opening scene. She's struggling. John asks her, hey, your grades are slipping. Are you okay? I'm fine. Is home okay? Home is fine. Well, home is not fine. So it goes on to tutoring, and then he just works his way into caring about her in a way her mother does not. And then soon he invites her to his house for dinner. Oh no, I am not coming. Then she comes, and he cares about her. He feeds her. He gives her shelter. He eventually buys her a coat. He takes her to his family's after Christmas. He just incorporates her into his family life. And she does not reveal her mother's drinking until Christmas night. And then it gets deeper and deeper. And he just literally cares about her.
Wow.
There is no bad. He is genuinely a nice guy who is also grieving the loss of his family.
Amen.
And his world is turned upside down. So then John eventually calls social services, and Jessie is extremely upset over this, being a hormonal teenager. And we find out she doesn't want to be taken away from him. And then, just to keep the writers in suspense, the unthinkable happens, and John fights for custody of Jessica.
Wow. So this is a fiction based on a true
fiction based there's a couple true lines, as I say, because people often ask me, is it fiction or is it based on your life? And I'm like, there's a couple true lines. in there, but I also have a vivid imagination. And I also, like I don't want people to think my mom was like this, even though I don't know why it would bother me, but it does. But my mom was, yes, a drug addict, but not as bad as Jessica's mom. Like, even my husband's like,
when we are children, we see things a little bit more extreme at the time, because other kids' lives are so much better than your own sometimes, you know.
yes. Yeah. I would look at my neighbors down the street and the kids I grew up with going, they're not going through this. You know, why am I?
See, so it is it's the extreme imagination that sometimes can make us authors think a little bit out of the picture a little bit, you know, and imagining how life can be in a different household, you know, or different life.
Definitely.
And how did this book change your life after you finished it?
Oh my gosh. The biggest thing is people told me that they couldn't put the book down. They loved the story. It made them cry. So to be able to write something that affects people, I often say the sign of a good book is when you think about the book when you're, say, reading or doing laundry or cleaning or wondering it, you know, so you have that book in your mind. And I think that's what this book is that they cannot put this book down. And that means the world to me.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. Plus, then by getting associated with International Impact Book Awards through Facebook, I've met wonderful people such as you. I've been to Phoenix twice now. And I've been given 2 awards. I hired an agent and he had me submit my book to Hollywood Book Review. And I just saw this logo on it. That's the award I got. And my agent told me months later that they don't often give out the Star Merit Award. I didn't know that. So I won that award for the book, and the guy raved over the book. And then I've been given 2 awards by IIBA for young adult fiction and coming of age. And then I'm a finalist in their Author of the Year contest for young adult fiction. So I fly to Hollywood in October and I find out if I am Author of the Year.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing. And I believe you did win an award as well, a trophy.
Yes. Yep. This is from IIBA. Look at this beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Massive.
I have 2 of those as well.
Oh wow. Yeah. Nice, isn't it? It looks great on my mantle. Right in between my parents. My mom never read the book and my dad read the paper version. So I really think they would be proud of me. So I have it right in between them.
So by the sound of it, it sounds like your mother passed away.
Yes, she passed away in 1999. Probably, I'm thinking before I even started writing it on paper. Yeah, it was well before I started writing it on paper. I don't even know if she ever knew about it, because you have this story about a girl being rescued by her teacher, and you know, it's just, I don't even know if she ever knew about it.
And your father?
So, he read the paper version, the one on loose leaf, you know, so he liked it.
Okay, and he's still alive?
No, he died right before COVID, December of 19. He had Parkinson's.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I'm not glad he died, period, but I'm glad he died before COVID really hit, because I would not have been able to be with him, and I was alone with him when he died. So
I think we do have a trailer of your book.
We do.
Yes, let's play that for the viewers. and
Okay.
chat
It's,
after this.
yes, it is awesome.
Well, stay tuned.
Jessica Maxwell has lost almost everything. Her father, her siblings, her childhood. Now she lives with her alcoholic mother, trying to hold on to hope as her world crumbles around her. John Garrett knows grief all too well. He's lost his wife, his daughter, and any sense of normalcy. But when he notices Jessica struggling in his classroom, something inside him stirs. A need to help, to make a difference. What begins as a mentorship blossoms into an unlikely bond. As John steps in to protect Jessica, he faces a battle that will test everything he has. A fight for her future. This is a story of grief, struggle, loss, anger, and trust. How far would you go to save someone you care about? Grab your copy of To the Moon and Back by Kathy Kochi now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and more online book retailers.
Good. Now, wasn't that an amazing trailer? Wow, Kathy, that was really amazing. Any thoughts?
When I first saw it, I was sitting on my sofa and the tears. I bawled my eyes out. I only have one line in that trailer about this is a story about grief and hope and trust. The person who wrote that trailer got my book. Their last line, I love the last line. I love the gavel at the end. To me, it makes you wonder why they are in a courtroom. That gavel cinches it. I could watch that trailer all day long.
Wow.
I never get tired of it.
It surely is amazing. Have you got any other books that you are busy working on?
I have ideas, unfortunately, but nothing like it goes on with John and Jesse. And I'm focusing more on John. I have a title for it. I have scenes written, but nothing is cohesive. I just have scenes. Nothing like this book goes from October to about April. The new one is just not cohesive. So in the works, let's just put it that way.
Yes. Wow, that is really truly amazing to hear how people like you have accomplished so much in your life already. And your friends and family must be proud of you.
Yep. Definitely my husband and definitely my friends. Yeah.
And I think you've got 3 children as well.
I do.
Adult kids or younger?
I do. They're all adult. Gregory is at 33 and he's out. Ben is 30. He's out. Abby turns 28 very soon. And she still lives at home. She's going back to school in about a month.
Wow.
A month, 5 weeks. She's going to go to radiology tech school.
Oh, so she's following a little bit in her mother's footsteps, hey?
A little bit, yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, she went to school. She went to college for media studies, and it never worked out because she graduated in May of 20. Needless to say, the world was shut down, and she never got a job in media studies. She wanted to be a producer. So that wasn't working out real well. So she got a job at a podiatrist's office, and in September we'll be there 5 years. And then she decided 18 months ago she really should go into the medical field, because everybody needs medicine at one point in their lives, and medicine will never stop.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I'm very proud of her. She's had some deterrents in life with her career, social, and emotional and things like that, and she's going with gusto for life, so I'm definitely proud of her. I'm proud of my boys too. They've done what they wanted, or gotten to a career that totally surprised them and loved it, like Ben has. Greg is out there fighting crime. Ben is out there helping children. Abby's helping people in her current job. I mean, just to know that you have created children that want to help people.
Other people.
Oh my gosh. No matter what I've done wrong, I've done something right. I must have done at least something right for my 3 children to want to help. And
very nice.
Ben had me in tears one time when he said he's going to take a course in to help children get over crisis. And I was crying. I was like, okay, good mom. I've done something right. And good Ben. He's doing something right, so.
So if you must give some advice to any authors or upcoming authors out there, what will you tell them about the life as an author?
Well, first of all, the moral of my story is, as I call myself, I am the poster child for never giving up on your dreams. It may have gotten on the back burner for a few years, say 20, but I never gave up. I've always wanted to be a published author. I always wanted my picture on the back of a book, and I did it. And even if nobody reads it, I mean, obviously I want people to read it and to buy the book, but I've accomplished a life goal. So that would be, to me, don't do what I did. Don't give up on the agents. I gave up, but I never gave up on the dream. I just happened to do it my way.
Yes.
And I self-published. So that would be, just do it. Just keep
do it. Yes, because it really just makes one feel accomplished, but it makes you feel like you are worth something, because of having a hard life and rising above that, just to
that's another.
Stand up and say, I'm not going to sit in a corner, and I am not going to let life walk over me, but I am going to take on this world, and I'm going to do what I do best and just live my life to the fullest.
That also is the way for life also with my mom. Love you, Mom. But I wasn't going to emulate her addiction. I've never done, the last time, honest to God, I saw marijuana was this freshman year in high school, when somebody opened her purse and like, oh, look at my marijuana. And I was like, oh my God, never done drugs. I don't want to. I barely drink. If I drink, it's this much out of a glass. It can take me 2 months to finish a bottle of wine. I wanted to emulate her love. I didn't want to emulate the bad. And it, in a way, could have been very easy for me to go down that path, do what she did. And I was like, no way, I'm not doing that. So there's that, if you want to take my personal life, of the perseverance, rise above. And then on the publishing aspect, don't give up on your dreams.
Definitely. I also had a very good motivational speaker who said, when I was approximately in grade 8, he came to our school and he said, it doesn't matter how bad your household is at this moment and how poor you might be, or how much you can struggle through school and life. It is about the choices that you make today that can make a difference in your future. And those words are stuck with me now. I think it's
Wow.
almost 40 years.
Wow.
And I have constantly, when something happens, it's like I hear that voice in the back of my ear whispering, it is the choices you make in life that can make a difference. So how about making a difference in someone else's life? And
Right.
yeah,
That's cool.
that is definitely why I have started this podcast also, is so that people can come tell their stories, because I have learned that everybody has a story and every story matters. Never ever think that your story does not matter. It is every single story in life is important
Mhm.
and sometimes need to be heard, because there is a lot of people out there with the same issues and diversity that they have to go through. But by the end of the day, they might just hear your story today, Kathy, and they will say, wow, I'm going to get up from that chair or the corner, and I'm going to get out there. Or, like my book, take off your mask. It's time to be yourself, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That
Well,
would be, if I could help one person, that would be awesome. And that wasn't my goal. I mean, to a point, but just knowing that again, that's why I became a nurse, to help people. But if one person gets something out of this that says, oh my gosh, I'm going to dig up that book that's been shelved for 5 years and I'm going to do it.
yes.
Do it.
Well, I think a lot of people is definitely going to pick up your book. And if you want to get Kathy's books, all of the links from her book will be on the top of the description of this video. So you can just go click on it and it will take you straight to where you can purchase her book and read her story. Kathy, anything else that you would like to say about your book that we need to know?
Just, it's a wonderful book.
Okay, well,
it's a heartwarming story about resilience, opening your heart, trust, love. There are another moral of the story. There are different kinds of love.
yeah, that is true. That is so true. Well,
Yep.
thank you so much for coming to share your story with us today, Kathy. I really appreciate you coming to share your story. And go out, get Kathy's book, read her story, and subscribe to my channel. Share this video. As I am still a new host of my podcast, I've only had a few shows, and if you have not seen the previous ones, please go and watch them on my YouTube channel. But share, like, comment, tell Kathy what you think of her book, or tell us what you thought of this video today. And yes, be kind, share it, and just be kind to people. That is what we are all about. Kathy, thank you so much for joining me in the studio today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Well, you are watching Give Me Hope with Johanna. And if you have a story, please reach out to me. My email address will also be in the description. But if you subscribe to my channel, you can definitely communicate with me that way as well. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will be back next week. Thank you and goodbye.
This has been Give Me Hope with your host, Johanna Vendel. Join Johanna each week and harness the transformative power of storytelling to facilitate healing and growth. Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Eastern.